Hey, wrestling fans, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with all the tools you need in one place. Totally free. Just go to anchor.fm on your computer and start creating that podcast you've been meaning to start. Take advantage of Anchor's creation tools, where you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you on many different listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast, to name a few. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And the best part about it, Anchor is absolutely totally free. Download the Anchor app on your phone or go to anchor.fm to get started right away. Have fun! Welcome to episode 35. And for those wondering, I'm saying it in all caps. It's been a controversial week with hearsay. And no, I'm not talking about Johnny Depp trial. Right. Friday already happened, and I'm not mad. I just wanted some closure, friend style. I guess I was wrong. I can admit that. At least one of us can. WWE never will. It's legit. Sasha and Naomi are not going anywhere, though, so we will have to see what kind of punishment WWE is going to dish out now that Stephanie McMahon has left to be with her family. All right. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, actually. That was also a surprise in a week of surprises that Stephanie McMahon is going to be taking a leave of absence. So, given those words, it sounds like it's going to be temporary. At some point, she will be back. So, time will tell.
There's a new NWO, and the N now stands for Nick Khan. Also, AEW tweeted prematurely in the night Samoa Joe faced the Joker, which ended up being Johnny Elite. But AEW tweeted with the wrong Johnny. Mostly the one that the fans wanted. We got a lot of things to go through. Welcome to the wrap-up. Welcome back, Wrestling Junkies, and thank you for listening. We are coming to you from under the apron. This is the wrap-up. The show where we watch 12 plus hours of wrestling and tell you what happened and give you our take. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with a packed crowd. I'm Ernie, building my own podcast, Judgment Day, alongside my right-hand man, Mr. Main Event, Michael.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And clocking in for the first time, but not as our guest, our newest addition to the broadcast. She's a writer for bodyslam.net. And now, she's using her voice to evolve further into the business. Ladies and gentlemen, Keshena Booker! Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. That was awesome.
Okay, so what have we learned about the whole Sasha Naomi situation?
Oh, well, as per bodyslam.net, there have been a lot of developments today alone, but we'll take it a little farther back to last night. We learned officially yesterday that Sasha Banks and Naomi, former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, were suspended indefinitely by WWE, and there will be a tournament held to decide the new women's tag champs. But the rollout of their walkout did not stop there. They have also been removed from the then, now, forever intro prior to each edition of WWE programs. Sasha actually, her graphic was replaced by a graphic of Cody Rhodes, who of course is now WWE's top babyface on Monday Night Raw. Both Sasha and Naomi's Facebook pages, their official WWE Facebook pages, have been removed, and their merchandise has been removed from the shop section of WWE.com.
No, that's really WWE. You guys fucked up.
It's still hard for me to believe that it's not something worked in there. I know. I mean, if it is, they're really going full force with it. But if they were going to, don't you think they would all or nothing, or do you think that this is just way too much and it's got to be real?
Well, that is a good question. Now, Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, he wrote this week that he thinks that the fallout is going to be split two ways. That Sasha, she is a huge asset. She's famous. She's branching out into other areas like Hollywood with Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. So she'll probably come out of this okay. His prognostication is that by autumn, she'll be back and with a raise at that. But Naomi, he foresees a situation for her, much like Triple H found himself in after the curtain call,
Mm,
where, okay,
Oh,
we
mhm.
can't punish the top
Mrs.
guy,
Russo.
so we're going to punish you. Yeah, basically.
Huh. But so you do
yeah.
believe that it's legit though? You believe that they actually did go off script and walk out?
That really does seem to be the case, just
Okay.
like by the nature of the coverage that I'm seeing. Yeah.
Wow. That's,
Um,
oh,
friggin' Michael Cole in his little commentary, even Corey Graves said it. Like they unprofessionally walked out. Michael Cole's like they have all of us down, and you can see Pat McAfee's face right next to him, saying like, "Who we? Who the fuck is we? Like what are you talking about? We?" And even then, it's just like, okay, I'll just let him talk and get himself into a hole about it. Um, Twitter versus all acting all like, oh, we hate you, WWE. But yeah, they're still watching it. And I even said it on Monday or after Monday's thing. I said it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever you heard the podcast, the first podcast. Um, that I'll wait till Friday to see what happens. And lo and behold, we waited till Friday and they got suspended, or supposedly got suspended. They're still dragging them down. They're still saying bad things about them, and I'm just like, no, not good with that. Um, Another thing that Nick brought up on that Wednesday episode when we interviewed him, that they could have been taking over their Twitter accounts.
mhm.
WWE could have taken over their Twitter accounts, and that's when you haven't heard anything from them.
Oh, it's
Okay.
interesting you mention that because actually, Naomi has removed the words WWE superstar from her Instagram and her Twitter.
As of today or yesterday,
Mhm.
right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, figured
Today or yesterday, yeah.
somewhere around there. Still, they have not said a word. Still waiting for both of them actually to come up with an update, either on Twitter, Instagram, or any of their social media sites that they have going on. Still nothing yet. Um, Twitter though, still on the topic. If you guys know, whoever ends up being the title ends up being vacant for, there's a Twitter profile called Vacant. He tweeted out, or he or she, whoever tweeted out, "It is a true honor to be your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champion.
Oh God.
It's my first time holding this title." Of course, a lot of retweets from that, even going as far as to say, "You deserve it. Welcome back. Hopefully, you're holding that belt with Hijo del Vacant, son
Oh
of Vacant."
wow.
Uh, is that all the news we have? I mean, that's what everybody's
Well,
been talking about all week. So it's like, and plus the Stephanie McMahon thing.
yeah, and to continue that thread, CM Punk, who knows a thing or two about walking out on
Oh.
WWE, he actually tweeted something that you could construe as supportive of Naomi and Sasha. I have that here. Doesn't matter if your opinion of your coworker is positive or negative. Stand with them because they'll do the same thing to you and you'll wish someone helped. Trust me, you're expendable. Together, you're unstoppable.
Damn,
Right.
that's right.
So I do have a question if when you because I don't know all the particulars, but at least if I read correctly, it said the reason why they walked out is because they didn't want to work with certain people. Does anybody have any specifics on that? Because that's about all I know.
There were two in mind I kept seeing on Twitter also. It was Dewdrop and Nikki Ash.
Okay. And is there a reason?
I
Are they
don't know.
dangerous workers or
Don't
we
know.
don't know?
They like I said, they were just like Twitter. Someone from Twitter said it. Like
No.
they've worked with Asuka before. They're not.
Yeah.
Why would they be uncomfortable with that?
I'm gonna hazard a guess, and I love Dewdrop. I'm a big fan, but it is possible that maybe if that is the issue, they still have it in their minds, like when she broke Natalia's ankle.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, did she?
I mean, that's
Huh. Don't remember that.
Yeah, that was last year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So maybe they develop. Maybe there's maybe it's lingering stuff from that. I mean, Nia Jax, she never really lost that reputation after the Becky Lynch thing, which I think is unfair because she grew so much after that. But maybe backstage there's still that impression of Dewdrop, like, oh, she broke Natty's ankle. You know what I mean? But I mean, who can say?
Well, and accidents happen. I mean,
Of
look at how
course.
many times Rollins has hurt people.
Exactly. I mean, Finn Balor, most notably,
Right. Wasn't that when he won the title like the night before and had to give it up the next day?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but it's a business where you're, it's like hair thin, razor thin, where if one guy goes a little too forward, one guy doesn't lean far enough back. I mean, you're gonna get hurt.
Going back to like Steve Austin and Owen Hart, D'Lo Brown and Draws. These things happen. They do.
Okay, yeah, that could be it. Because I'm pretty sure they weren't going to put them over. It's not like they were going to lose the titles that night. So I can't imagine we're not going to give up our titles to these people.
Yeah, my understanding of the match is that like everyone was going into it a singles competitor.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, like they call it a 6-pack challenge.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 6-way women's match. And the winner is going to be going into Hell in a Cell with Bianca Belair. And reports have suggested that was going to be Naomi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this. I won't be surprised if later on down the line they do come back and it's just, sometimes the best way to get people to like somebody is to make you dislike somebody else. And I could see them coming back as like the prodigal sons, you know what I mean? Coming back and everybody's like, we hate you, WWE. Now we love them even more.
Yeah, almost like, evoking the authority without anyone to play the authority these days.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Mr. McMahon, something like that.
Yeah, I get that.
All right. Well, we will see.
All right. And
that's all the news we have for today.
Well, there's Edge's dream casting of Judgment Day, which today included Liv Morgan. He tweeted a picture of Liv Morgan.
And what did he tweet yesterday?
Yesterday, Paige. The day before, Ciampa.
Wow.
So if
you haven't seen the newest one before Liv Morgan. It was Corey Graves.
Oh yeah. Must have blocked that one out of my memory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody did already. Like, nah, we don't want him. Like all the tweets after that, it's like, you mean the back in the day guy? Yeah, sure. Not the one we have now.
Well, and the funny thing is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I heard that he was doing really great on NXT, and then I think there was a back injury, from my understanding.
Concussion.
Concussion. Oh wow.
Oh wow. Okay. Huh. Yeah, because I had seen recently, maybe it was, I don't know if it was before or after the concussion, that he was cleared.
Yeah.
Corey. Okay. So, yeah, I could see that happening. Just like when Ernie, when you called it that big shock that the guy underneath the hoodie, oh my God, it's really a woman.
Right.
Right, Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania Backlash.
I mean, there's only so many gothic people to choose from. So.
Right?
And
They might have exhausted all their gothic resources.
You're right. Unless they bring back Gangrel or something. Which I think Ernie would like to see that.
I'm good.
Didn't you say that? Oh, no, I thought you did. I thought you said you would like to see them bring him back.
Bring what back?
Gangrel.
Oh yeah, of course. Bring back Gangrel, but instead of that going on is because Gangrel is hanging out with the Hardy Boys now and in the Indies.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
Oh yeah, they just had one of those shows in my state, near to where I grew up. Not where I live now, but fairly near to where I grew up. That was like last weekend. One of those big time wrestling shows with the Hardys and Gangrel. I think Joey Janela was there too.
And I think they were in Maryland like last week because Maryland has MCW, and I want to say it was. Is there something? Is it Atomic Wrestling? AEW something?
I have heard of Atomic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were in Maryland. I know for a fact they were in Maryland doing signings. Maybe there was no event.
It's funny though, because like I came back to work and everyone was like, "Did you go see that Hardy Boys show?" I was like, "No." Everyone else I work with who likes wrestling, they're like, "Did you go see it?" And everyone was like, "No." Like nobody saw it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, out of like the handful of people at my work who like wrestling, it's like we're all looking around at each other like, actually, no, we didn't go.
Well, and I can tell you that, like I said, the signing they did, I had no idea because I probably would have tried to make it out there. I had no idea they were in Maryland until there was a picture on Facebook saying the Hardy Boys doing a signing in Maryland 10 hours ago. Okay.
Yeah. For me, the issue was just like work. I totally would have gone if I could have because I love the Hardys. Always have. Always will. Yeah.
So I met Matt Hardy a long time ago at an autograph signing. And then I met, what's the guy without the chin? Not a Hardy thing. The guy without the chin.
Forgot his name.
Ellsworth?
Ellsworth, yeah.
Yeah, he goes to the Gold's Gym I used to go to because he does in Glen Burnie, Maryland. So I saw him there and he was passing out flyers to a show. This was like a year ago now. But.
I was gonna say if he's out there still, like.
Oh, I'm sure he still is because I saw him. Like I said, I don't remember if it's the MCW or the A, whatever it is, the Atomic. But they do in Hagerstown, I believe. It's where they do a lot of shows.
Let's get him on the show.
Yeah, right.
Guy without the chin was just such a great moniker.
That's all I hope he doesn't ever hear that.
Oh, right.
Well, it could have been worse. I was going to call him Gilbert.
No,
that wasn't him.
That's not.
Yeah, then he just needs a Sullivan. He'll have a tag team, Gilbert and Sullivan.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Luckily, we have an older audience, so they get that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that older audience. Hey.
No, nothing wrong. Just the fact that they'll get it.
They'll get it. All right, but before we start with all the matters that happened this past week, are we drinking tonight or?
Again, like I said last time, I am.
You are? Okay. Keshena?
I'm a teetotaler like Kenny Omega.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe next lifetime for me.
All right. All right. What are we drinking?
All right. I'm just going simple today. I had to go out and grab a Truly Wild Berry.
Zoa?
Oh, no. It's Truly.
Oh, Truly Wild.
Yeah.
Really? It's Truly. All right. So I finally got my Wild Orange going on Zoa. So pop that one open too.
All right. Remember, you got to take your sip and then read the back. You need that inspiration.
Yes, I do. All right, my fellow everyday warriors. Zoa is about healthy, positive energy that help us all focus, be productive, and get stronger together. Mana, gratitude, Zoa. Thank you, Dwayne Johnson. Your healthy warrior blend is awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here.
Okay, so before I even say anything about Raw, I kind of didn't want to watch anymore because of the whole situation that happened. I left a bitter taste in my mouth. I thought to myself, that's probably the only thing interesting on the show, just hearing about that. I was more excited to do the episodes we did with Nick and you, Keshena. So here we are. Show opens up with MVP and Omaz inside a steel cage announcing they will have a match with Bobby Lashley. Does MVP really need to talk about this steel cage for 5 minutes? Can we please get to the match? Bobby comes out, a scuffle happens, and even Cedric Alexander comes out to fight. Nobody invited him, but okay. Show goes to commercial break, and when we come back, the match actually starts. Michael, your guy Omaz took over this whole match with MVP throwing in his shots with his cane.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, I'll take it. Because is that considered an attack, or is not because it was
that was a whole match, dude.
No, I know, but I mean,
it was an attack. It was a whole match thing.
Okay, cool.
Are we still doing the fantasy wrestling?
We'll probably have to start a new season because I'm
okay.
Lost.
Yeah. I mean, Keshena's here. We can start a new season, like a whole totally new.
Yeah, and there's three of us now.
There's three of us now. And the possibilities of having new segments on this show now that Keshena's here.
We'll see, and then we can do like trivia and stuff because then one of us each time can play as the mediator.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds
fun. Okay, really, what is up with Cedric Alexander getting into this? I get he's still bitter from last year being kicked out of the Hurt business with Shelton Benjamin, but wait your turn. I get that he wants in on this program, but only for him to get knocked out and do nothing for the next 5 minutes. Omaz again takes control of Bobby Lashley. I've never seen Lashley get dominated like this since he came back. So Omaz throws Lashley into the part of the steel cage, and the cage breaks, sending Lashley outside, but still touching the cage. I kept saying, why doesn't Omaz step outside? Why is he still standing there? MVP's all like, what? Bobby Lashley hit Omaz with confusion. Omaz was too stunned to speak.
Sounds like what happened to Giant Gonzalez.
Oh my goodness, yeah. What do you guys think of this match? What do you guys think of that? What just happened?
Let me ask you real quick. I feel like deja vu. I've seen this before, and was it Lashley that happened to before, or am I making this up?
I think it was. Like
where he was thrown into the cage broke, he won.
And it also happened to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, that could be who I'm thinking of. But I know I've seen that.
Big Show showed up for the first time.
Okay.
Like, who's that? That's Paul White, the Giant.
My question to y'all is, do you think that this program is having the desired effect? Do you think Omos has been anointed in the minds of the WWE universe as the new behemoth, you know?
I'm going to say I'm not convinced. So I just...
Not yet. Like, I mean, I wasn't into him last year when he and AJ Styles was teaming up. It was mostly AJ Styles doing most of the work. And then they broke up, and then you see the monster coming out of him. It's like, okay. But you don't want to put him up against another monster right away.
I just think he talks too much.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, all right, get to the point. Start fighting people. We came here to see blood.
I think even during the match, though, like at the WrestleMania match, when he just kept, taunting him. But I think he just talks too much because Andre the Giant didn't really talk.
Nah, he didn't talk.
Didn't really talk. Even Undertaker, Kane, all those
Big
guys.
John Studd. Big John Studd never talked.
I think him talking so much kind of takes away from the mystique, and it's almost kind of annoying.
Up until recently, of course, Brock Lesnar, definitely not known for his talking, Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to have this mesomorphic Leviathan, then Yeah, silence adds to the formidability.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible, but I kind of see a lot of the giants usually don't end up living up to the hype, except the ones that we remember. But there's so many that you forget. Like, I mean, let's think about what was his name? That was with I forget names. Nathan Jones. Nathan
Yeah.
Jones. I mean, a lot of people don't remember him, and when you do, you're like, oh, you mean the guy who quit while they were on tour? Like, I don't think he lived up.
To his expectations, yeah.
Yeah, even before he quit, because he was like a giant, but then he wasn't. I don't know.
Mustafa Ali is facing Theory next, but Theory says that he can't have this match unless he has a referee that he knows he can trust and will call it down the middle. The Miz comes out with the referee T-shirt, does his little spin again with his little tiny shoes. It's like, what are you wearing, dude? No socks, little tiny shoes. Miz helps the referee out and asks Theory if he's ready. Theory says that it still doesn't seem right, so he takes it back to the first lesson he learned from Daddy McMahon. And that was the unexpected. He says he's not fighting him, so he's facing Veer Mahan. Veer Mahan comes out, does a massive body press on Mustafa Ali, which looks like knocks him out a bit. Mustafa Ali tries to hit some offense, but nope. Mustafa Ali is basically getting the Roderick Strong treatment by wanting not to be there and basically becoming fodder for just about everybody they are pushing, aka enhancement talent.
Possibly unpopular opinion. Veer Mahan would be more effective on NXT.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, because I do kind of like him. Like I told you before, I do feel like he's sort of like a good early '90s monster character, but I could agree with that.
Very much so. Yeah, he definitely has an early 90s vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's actually. I think if he went there and they could anoint somebody as the hero to stop the big, massive, wild man from taking over. So it would raise his stock, I think, but it would also help create a really like monster face over there too.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they wanted to transition Grayson Waller into more of like a happy-go-lucky baby face than like a Bart Simpson-esque heel where he is now, like, put him against Veer Mahan, and he
Yeah.
would instantly be like, this Jack the Giant Slayer figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's got those splashes. He's got like the splash with the elbow. And the minute he does one of those on Veer Mahan, yeah, everyone would love it.
Yeah, that's true. This is the first match from Veer that was more than 5 minutes. I was surprised by that. He applies the half camel clutch and wins the match. Theory asks Veer to do the move again because he wants to take selfies. Then Miz got jealous and wants in on the selfies as well. It's like, if you're not paying attention to Miz, then why, pay attention to Miz also. Pay attention to that little kid out there. I didn't know Maurice had 3 children at home.
Oh, wow.
No.
They ask Veer to get the table ready, and just as Veer goes to the outside to set up the commentator's table, we hear "Booyaka, booyaka." Yeah. The Mysterios run out for the assist and take out Veer. Yeah, Miz is such a child.
Speaking of the selfies, I asked you this already, Ernie, but I want to ask you this one. Do you think? I'm sorry, and pronounce your name for me because I don't want to say it wrong.
Keshena.
Keshena?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, got it in one.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I just said you got it in one. Not many people can do that. Nice.
So I want to ask you this question I asked Ernie a while back. Who wore it better, Theory or Tyler Breeze?
Oh.
That was Ernie's response. He was
Okay,
just like, "Oh shit."
so I have like my own like beef with Theory's costume. Just that it was when he was beside Johnny Gargano in the way, it was based on Batman and Robin.
Hmm.
So they still have him sort of dressed as Robin, but without a Batman.
Well, just the whole selfie thing too. Like,
Oh, that
yeah,
too. Yeah. Well,
Tyler Breeze did that years ago. What are we talking about? 2015-ish?
Yeah, around
Yeah.
the
when
model.
when the selfie was first invented.
Right. When it was a big deal. Now it's like, okay,
Prince Pretty and all that. Yeah,
my kids take selfies now.
my take. Like who takes selfies these days still? Deary.
Yeah.
Like yeah, the selfie bit has really worn thin. I mean,
Yeah.
the beginning it was a ploy. It's like, oh, he's the mawkish newcomer. He's like, let me take a selfie with you. I'm so starstruck. But no, betrayal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's done it like 8 times.
Right.
There's no you anymore.
Becky Lynch is backstage with Adam Pearce, and she's telling him they can't have the six-pack challenge match because she saw Sasha and Naomi take their bags and leave the building. Yeah. 45 minutes into the show, they decided on mentioning it. Good for
Well,
them.
see, and that's what makes me think the fact that they put it within the show. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
she was that shocked that she ran up, like, oh my God, I just saw them leave. You know, that's what makes me think is that, like, why would you play it into the show? Now, obviously, you can't, what do they say? You can't waste good controversy, but, that's where it's like, I'm kind of in the middle of it.
They could have
Yeah.
totally redone everything and done a skit where they were attacked off screen.
Right. They could have played it off if they really didn't want to have it be what it is, but who knows?
Well, much has been said of like Sasha and Naomi, of course,
Mhm.
but switching the spotlight over to Becky Lynch for a minute, like it just shows why she is such an asset and a franchise player for WWE. She took that and ran with it, She I
Yeah.
just believe what's gonna happen. It's like she really just ran with that. And I mean it was yeah, she's a sport. She's a good sport with stuff like that.
Well, I like her, so I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, like she really knows how to capitalize on a moment, whether it's her busted face or her
Yeah.
I'm a man monologue and then this, like it's probably not gonna be remembered, the way she stepped up in this moment, but it stood out to me.
Cool. Becky tells Adam since they left, she figures there's no six-pack challenge, and she's now the number one contender and can take the night off, right? So instead of making it a four-way, they make it a one-on-one between Becky Lynch and Asuka. So what happens to the other two?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nikki ASH and Dewdrop were just completely written out of the picture.
So you're gonna okay. I think I say more about that later on, but either way, that is so upsetting to know that. I mean, they have more than just Sasha and Naomi. They could have done more with the other two. I saw Carmella in there also doing nothing backstage.
And going back to Nikki ASH and Dewdrop, as we were saying before, like it really kind of seems like they were the ones being pointed at as who Sasha and Naomi perhaps, maybe, allegedly could have had reserves about working with. So it's all just very curious, like what is being said, what is the temperature over there.
Okay. Next match, Riddle versus Jimmy Uso. To me, every time the Usos compete against a tag team, they elevate the tag team. The New Day, they've done that. All the matches plus the rap battle. Here, they don't usually do long matches unless they are by themselves. I wish I could go back and watch Jey Uso compete by himself when he was the right-hand man and main evented without Jimmy. I wasn't watching at the time, but to see Jimmy and Riddle do a match on their own, yes, Jay being involved in there as well. This match was awesome and intense, but unfortunately, Jimmy suffered the most devastating move in all of wrestling. Keshena, you know what that move is?
The RK Bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, hey, sorry, you're new here.
Oh no.
No, that's not the most devastating move of all in all of wrestling. No.
Do I get credit for trying though?
Yeah, I mean it's the second one, but the most devastating move in all of wrestling is the roll up.
Yeah. Or small package.
Or small package. You know, it's like it's so devastating. Yeah, that they use it like 4 or 5 times in one single night.
And nobody can kick out. They can kick out of sledgehammers, all those things, but small package, sorry.
No, and this wasn't even a good roll up. He didn't have it hooked. He didn't have it hooked up. You know, there was no hook in that roll up, but still, he just managed to defeat Jimmy. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, this was just a little amuse-bouche for the unification match that, of course, came Friday.
Give a little more like, oh my God, can they defeat the champion?
Yeah, like suspend the disbelief, the hope for a little bit longer, you know.
Well, it's like even back in the day, and wow, it's sad that I'm talking back in the day, and I'm talking about the 2000s, but you know, they would make Triple H, he'd be unstoppable force, but then for some reason, when he was the heel going into a pay-per-view, they would make him such a coward just so he could come back and kick ass. You know, they would always make him like scared and run away, and oh, you came in the ring, I better get out of here. But then he would, you know, destroy people at the pay-per-views. So, because obviously, if they're destroying, then what do you think is going to happen at the pay-per-view? Well, we already know what's going to happen. So.
And this is why my brother, when we talk about our childhood memories, is skeptical of me and is like, "You were a Triple H fan? Why? Why exactly?" Like he wants to know what exactly I saw that I liked.
The game.
Yeah, I was definitely a huge Triple H fan.
So was I, for sure.
Backstage segment with Liv Morgan and how she feels about Rhea Ripley joining Judgment Day. But Edge wants Liv Morgan in there too? Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, it was intriguing. When I saw that on Twitter today, I was like, okay, there's a lot to unpack here because obviously he's joined the not Bullet Club, so they are the enemies of the Judgment Day. So does he want to warp her mind and turn her to the dark side, a la Malachi Black and Julia Hart? Because
God, that's still a thing.
Yeah. You know, like a few months back, I was not at Body Slam yet. I was at another wrestling website, and we had like a rolling chat where everyone would just discuss the rumors of the day, and it could go on forever. And Malachi Black and the Varsity Blondes came up, and the spitting into Julia Hart's eye thing had happened, and I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna do like a Kevin Sullivan bringing Luna Vachon to the dark side and making her join his cult kind of thing.
Oh wow!
Nobody knew what I was talking about.
What?
No.
Come on.
Not at all.
Do your research. Do better.
But then lo and behold, he definitely is slowly taking that Luna Vachon route of like, she started out so sweet and innocent and now it's going dark.
Wow.
That's actually good. I wouldn't have thought of that. You didn't say that, but that's actually a good wow. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, because that's like, yeah, you don't hear stuff like that normally. For somebody to make that kind of connection, so that you really know your stuff.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm gonna actually have to start studying more now.
Well, it's that trivia concept. Yeah, I think we could do that. That'll be really fun.
Okay, you go against Ernie first.
Oh wow. Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea
yeah.
too. Even the whose theme music is this?
Yeah,
Oh, we'll
Oh,
try.
that'd be fun. Yeah.
Los Lotharios get involved and try to flirt with Liv Morgan because they're creeps, I guess.
yeah.
Trying to take advantage of poor Liv's invulnerability. AJ Styles and Finn Balor tell the Lotharios to beat it. Finn Balor speaks Spanish in an Irish accent. Hasta luego, muchachos. Styles and Balor offer Liv Morgan to join them at ringside and combine themselves to face Judgment Day. Liv is hesitant to do so. Too sweet! Back from commercial break, Judgment Day promo. Punishment Martinez asking us to rise up for Judgment Day.
Oh, there was a bit there in the promo segment where he was like, "We're going to show them the meaning of punishment," and he looked into the camera like, you know what I'm alluding to, right?"
Yeah, wink, wink. My name used to be Punishment Martinez. Yeah, we got
I
that
thought that was
too.
great.
Now they're speaking in big, elongated words. These guys. Rhea Ripley says now it's time to be eradicated. When did she come up with this?
Oh,
Like,
must get the Merriam-Webster word of the day like I do.
Yeah, she gave a great little kayfabe interview too, like, yeah, about Judgment Day. It was cute.
Edge has to stop being sheep and join them. We touched on this the other day. Edge is not just doing a tag team and building it up for a Survivor Series. He's trying to build a stable as big as the Ministry and as big as the NWO. He's been posting pictures on Twitter lately. The first picture that was posted was Ciampa, then Paige. Yesterday he posted a picture of Corey Graves, circa NXT early days with the jean jacket and the blonde hair.
Oh my god.
Really, blonde hair. Okay, I missed
Uh,
that.
Today's picture was Liv Morgan. What are you trying to do with Liv? Jeez.
I have a request. If he's gonna keep posting pictures, bring back the Ascension.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, why
Victor
not?
and the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name. I know it was Victor. One of them was Victor.
Oh yeah, and something with a K, I want to say. Or was
Yeah.
that Vic? Yeah.
Yeah, Victor had a K in there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
I guess the only reason oh man. They got to the main roster, and the first promo they did, they had to just shoot shit on the Legion of Doom, which everybody in the back said, all right, no, you're buried.
Well,
Bye.
especially with Laurinaitis working there. I mean, come on.
Ugh.
No, and I like him because when I was in Florida in 2015, when I was living there, I lived like maybe 3 miles away from Full Sail. So like you could get the tickets, I think they're like $5 or $10. So I saw them a few times, and I liked them there. I thought it was pretty cool having the whole, they were kind of like a Ministry tag team. So I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. They're gonna bring that back.
It's Connor O'Brien or okay. Connor, Big Con and Victor.
Big Con, there you go. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kind of looks like Damien Demento, huh?
The Paige tweet was very intriguing to me. I think that would be a fitting next chapter for her.
Yeah, why not? She likes the black lipstick.
Yeah.
If she does come back, I can't wait for her to scream. My house! Oh my god, yes. Queen, go off, please.
People just adore her, and she's just got a very, very special charisma, and is always so subversive, really. Very, very subversive.
Just keep her away from Xavier Woods.
I'll tell you who I want them to bring back. My favorite wrestler of all time. Much better more than Bret Hart, more than the other guy that we don't mention. My favorite wrestler and yours, all Red Everything.
We do not mention her name, you said.
Hopefully everybody could hear the sarcasm in my voice.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not mentioning her name.
Yeah.
Hopefully Keshena knows what we're talking about, but if not, sorry.
You know who that is, don't you?
Do clarify, please.
Go ahead, say you gotta say the name once and we'll never say it again. All right.
I forgot her name.
You just made me forget now.
Don't
I know, right?
don't leave me
All,
in suspense.
all read everything.
Oh my god, what was her name? Jesus.
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie.
Oh,
Make her
Wow.
part of the.
I find her enjoyable, actually.
Ooh.
She's hilarious.
Make her part of Judgment Day.
Oh god.
If you want to see them disappear really quick.
What she could be their stylist, I guess. Maybe she's like trying to give them a makeover so that they can be influencer.
There you go. When they turn face, that's how they can do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You see, it didn't click immediately because I came in at pink hair Eva Marie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right.
Before she was that, she had red hair and she like Diva. What was it? The Diva?
I'm pretty
Total
sure.
Diva.
Oh, she was definitely on Totally Divas.
The first episode of Total Diva, she had black hair and she decided to dye it red. And everybody, all the production crew were like, "What did you do to your hair? Why did you do that? You didn't ask for permission." And it's the whole reason why, like, everybody saw it as that you have to ask for permission. Like, why? Like, that's the reason why you have to ask. Because reality, she didn't know. Either way. Shout out to Facebook or Twitter fans. I forgot which one did it, but the girl that Dario's kissed was former AEW dark wrestler Erica Lay. Obviously, Finn Balor and AJ Styles defeated Humberto and Garza, coup de grace on Humberto and the win. After they do the Too Sweet and Liv joins in with them. Next question: how far can they go with the Ezekiel and Elias angle?
Oh wow. It's definitely got a limited shelf life, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I like it, but yeah, they need to bring help me out. Sandow. They need to bring Sandow. They need to have like a match, and then just whatever. One of them drives off a cliff, or they play chicken together or something. It's like, okay, the other one died. It's just me.
Elias again. Hi.
Rebel without a cause. Okay.
Right.
Like, that and my Gilbert and Sullivan reference. So, hoping that someone out there is familiar with both the films of Nicholas Ray and the Pirates of Penzance. Okay.
or they need to turn him into like a crazy Mankind character and put a straitjacket on him. It's not, you don't have a brother, it's just you, or something. I don't know. So.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, like split personalities.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What I do love about that angle, it was just kind of born out of this very organic moment of Kevin Owens, and he's like, "Wait, you're Elias, aren't you?" And the crowd just loved it. I mean, Kevin Owens is great. He really is. Yeah. He makes everything seem so natural.
Right, almost like a shoot.
Yes, he makes things seem like a shoot. He really does.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a better personality than he is a wrestler. For me, anyway. I don't necessarily care for his style of wrestling, but I definitely think he's a better personality than talker.
The funny thing is, I feel that he sees himself quite the opposite. Like, there was a time, like a year and a half ago, that you could tell they were kind of pushing him more towards doing more KO show segments, and he was doing guest commentary on NXT, and the vibe I got was that he hated it.
Probably. I think he buys the whole KO thing. I think he thinks he's the suplex machine, or like, I think he really buys. I think if he was a little bit younger, and maybe not, I think he probably would be one of those to say, like, I could go on a UFC match. Like, that's the vibe I get from him. But no, I think he's a really good talker and a really good. He just makes it believe. I could see him getting into movies.
I could see that, and I think he's really underrated. I mean, like, if anything, his whole angle with Roman Reigns, back in 2020, I believe. Yeah, I think that really helped kind of solidify the tribal chief character. I think that moment was kind of the turning point.
because he's good. And that's what I mean. He's so good. Like he can elevate other people, whether he's putting them down or trying to put them up. Like he's so believable at it that people are like you listen to him and you're like, okay, wow, shoot, yeah, maybe I should believe that. Maybe I should go with that. Because
Agree.
it doesn't necessarily seem like, oh, here we go. They're trying to make us think this way or think that way. Where with him, it's almost like, oh wow, that's actually what he thinks. Like it's believable.
Yeah, I agree.
Alexa Bliss taking on Sonya Deville next, who was fixing to take some form of revenge here because we all know Sonya will not let anything go. And now that she's back as a wrestler instead of an official, we don't have to hear severe repercussions ever again. And it was the word of the month, apparently, as well as stupendous. You know.
I was going to say, don't forget that one.
Don't forget stupendous. Oh no, will there be a female authority for the women's division now that Sonya Deville is gone? Well, who else is left?
Who could step in?
I guess they could play it up until Stephanie comes back. Make her be the higher power. What do you think, Amy? You like that one?
It was me, Austin. It was me. Upside of this match is that it at least lasted more than 45 seconds as opposed to last week's surprise. Bliss hit the DDT for the pin and the win. Afterwards, Sonya still thinks she has power, so she slapped the referee. And that's when I spoke too soon about the severe repercussions bubble. Yeah. In-ring segment with Cody Rhodes, who had a lot to say. So I'm going to give it to you, Keshena. What did you think about Cody's speech?
I love Cody's promos, but it's funny because I watch wrestling with my whole family, and my great-grandmother was like, oh, he needs to shut up. Those people want to wrestle. They don't want to listen to him.
I like that.
So we were having totally different experiences. I generally find myself pretty enwrapped when it comes to his promos because they are very, very poignant.
He goes on to say he's never going to be the American dream, so why not embrace the nightmare? Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match.
What do you think? What do you think about the fact that he left and quite unceremoniously, and now he's back, and all of a sudden he's a company man again?
The ambassador.
Yeah, I mean, did somebody owe him a favor? What do you think?
Well, I mean, he built his brand. He raised his value. He's coming back in the man that he made himself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think it's from a business perspective, he built something valuable, and WWE is trading on it. He's capitalizing on it.
So it's just a business exchange then.
Yeah, it's basically like what Brian Pillman Sr. intended to do, but sadly didn't live to do. He wanted to eventually return to WCW after raising his stock in WWF.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's just the way he left, and now all of a sudden, so I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Now it's almost like everybody forgot, or is it just that he left at a time where most of the fans were too young? I don't know. Like, did people forget, or did people not care? Because I'm still kind of like, man, what? It's hard for me to embrace him now because I'm like, you kind of shit on him, and now
he left mid, and now he's come back like the homecoming king. Yeah. And I think it's just a testament value of what he was able to build at that time.
But then I think it's quite possible then, if that's the case, when he starts slipping again, who knows? They might just tell him, well, now we don't want you. Because that's basically what he did with them.
To be honest, I do kind of... I wouldn't quite say the new car smell is wearing off, But I did kind of see less of an enthused crowd reaction.
Oh
And so
yeah.
I was trying to gauge, like, is it the promos? Are there other people out there feeling like my great grandmother? Or is it the fact that he appeared in a suit, so the crowd knew it was just going to be a promo segment? I mean, he's not
That could
here,
be.
so they know they're not about to see a wrestling match, you know?
Do you think they're trying to play too much on the whole? Like, I'm sure he loves his father. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but do you? I feel like they're pushing that a little bit too much.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that in future, you know, less Dusty would benefit him, but it makes sense here because of Seth Rollins' history in NXT.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like it's almost like it's almost like a uh oh gosh, what is
Saying,
Ro- the oh god, the prince from Game of Thrones. It's almost like a Rob
I've never
Stark
seen
and
that.
Theon Greyjoy thing. It's like you have the son of the house, you have Ned Stark's son, and then you have his ward, who was like
Okay.
the fostered son who never quite fit. It's you have Cody Rhodes, son and heir of the American Dream,
Right.
and then you have Seth Rollins, who was in that quote unquote Dusty's Kids era of NXT,
Yeah.
but of course has gone on to be this maniacal heel. So
Right.
you have like the good son and the bad son.
Okay. Wow, that's actually a good way to look at it. I feel like, and obviously it may not be as much as I'm seeing it because I'm at an age where I remember Dusty Rhodes a lot. I think a lot of the fans that are, I mean, if you're under probably 25, even if you know the name, it doesn't necessarily mean a lot to them. I just
Mhm.
feel like it's kind of like cheap. It's like a cheap. It's like going and saying, "Hey, Milwaukee," when you're in Milwaukee. It's like, okay. If I go there and do that, somebody's going to cheer for me. If I literally walk into the ring and I'm like, "Hey, Milwaukee," they're going to say, "Yeah, whoever the hell you are," but okay, yay, because you said Milwaukee. I just feel like it's kind of like a cheap pop. Like, well, what can I do? Well, if they start slipping, just say Dusty. And oh yeah, Dusty. Yeah, we know that
oh
Oh, like
my.
totally. I mean, like, dude, a 12-year-old does not know who Dusty
No,
Rhodes
and they
is.
don't even care. Even if they're like, "Oh, wasn't that guy that was there?" Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a guy that was there.
But literally, like, the night that he made the American Dream speech, did that
Mm.
promo on AEW, like, my mom came into the room and she was like, did he just say the American Dream? Like, is
Yeah,
he? And I was like, yeah, he is. He's Dusty Rhodes' son. And she was like, it even got a pop from my mom, who
okay.
isn't like, because it's something she remembers from her childhood. So it's
Yeah,
definitely going to have that emotional response from
for
the
certain
the
people.
older crowd.
Because my
Yeah.
mom even knows. She knows Hulk Hogan. She knows Andre the Giant. She knows Dusty Rhodes. Even if she doesn't know Dusty Rhodes by name, if she sees the polka dots, she knows.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because we
The
used to watch and she, yeah, when he used to dance. What was the manager's name?
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Sapphire. Yeah, she remembers that, especially being back in those days. She definitely remembers the. Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't get too political, but you know what I mean.
Right,
Um,
right.
and me being a mixed person myself, it's like a big deal back then. So,
I can imagine. Yeah. Like the and yeah, tying back into my family. Yeah, the subtext of the American Dream promo
yeah,
definitely was very meaningful,
yeah.
especially coming at the time that it did.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're not gonna get that reaction out of like a 10-year-old who's come with his
No.
dad to the arena.
Even
No.
25 and under, not necessarily. Even if they know, like, oh, wasn't he a coach or something? But it doesn't necessarily, if you don't have those memories.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to find something else. It's like obviously you can't allude to AEW too openly. We all know that he's been somewhere. He's
Right.
been there and back again.
Yeah.
And the Dusty thing will wear thin. So they're gonna have to.
You can go back to Gold Dust wearing lingerie. That might get, at least in Vegas.
Wow. All right.
Sorry, that was the truly talking.
Big ring coming up in a few seconds.
Okay.
Oh wow.
We pause when the church bell goes off.
We hear the obnoxious laughter of the company joker. He accepts the match, and Cody says he will see him in hell. Great. Backstage segment with Asuka saying some words that nobody understands, and right before they go into commercial break, we hear Corey Graves again say that Sasha and Naomi unprofessionally walked out of Raw. Of course, Vince McMahon isn't in his ear telling him what to say or what his consensus is of the Twitterverse, who are still upset about the breaking news WWE posted earlier, as well as this unprofessionalism. Ezekiel taking on Chad Gable with Kevin Owens on commentary with a Sami Zayn Forever t-shirt, which made sense because he just kept saying this was a conspiracy, but still believing that Ezekiel is Elias, even though he saw a picture from the Instagram page of both Elias and Ezekiel hanging out backstage. We all seen that picture, right?
Yeah. It's brilliant. I think that's hilarious.
And I just realized that the t-shirt was from Jackass Forever. Sami Zayn Forever.
Yeah, it seems that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have mended fences, even though he spent all of Road to WrestleMania 2021 shaming him for his paranoid delusions.
Right. The devastating move is popular these days, and again, there wasn't a hook in this roll-up either. Again, disappointed.
You don't need it. Not when you do.
How dare Ezekiel copies the freaking move from another person, another wrestler? What do you both think of the Lacey Evans promo?
It really landed differently in front of a live crowd. It came off less, proud survivor and more chip on her shoulder, which lends credence to rumors I've seen that they might be turning her heel.
Yeah,
I could see the benefits of that.
I think it was cheap heat again.
Cheap heat.
It was cheap heat, cheap pop, whatever you want to call it. Because obviously, anytime you say whether you military, whatever, something, you're always going to get a certain segment that's going to pop for that. But like you said, the way that she delivered it is almost like it was in an arrogant way, being like live in ring.
Yeah.
Main event time. Futuristic big time Beck versus Asuka. They really couldn't make this a 4-way? It's like they would have gotten lost or something. Nikki Ash and Doudrop were probably sitting backstage upset they weren't even used at all because two other people decided that they wanted some respect. So what does that mean? You're going to punish Doudrop and Nikki? What was Carmella and Dana Brooke doing besides walking around and meeting each other?
But such as it was, I really enjoyed that match. Like, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, anything Asuka does is good. It's always good. And then Becky Lynch, of course, is all like the overachiever that she is.
Not to change, but just to go back to the last one really quick for a quick second. All I'm saying is this: if they're going to turn Lacey Evans heel and make her a military heel, can we bring back GI Bro?
Oh my gosh!
Do you remember who that is?
Oh, I missed a lot.
Well, that's WCW.
Oh, okay. I never saw WCW.
Oh, okay.
Booker T. Booker T. and his stereotyped.
They made, and what was that girl's name? Major Guns.
Major Guns.
Yeah.
And the whole stable was I don't know. It was a whole military thing.
It was a military stable, and they turned for whatever reason, and they didn't give any reason why.
They just
before, during, or after they changed Booker T to GI Bro, because GI and black.
GI and he's bro. Hugh Morris was in it also. Bill DeMott.
Yeah.
Who went as
it was
General. Oh, jeez, Louise.
It was something they were all, and it was it was
No,
that
hold
raunchy
on.
era. So
Hold on. Let me just say it. General Erection.
there you go. Yeah, it was all back in those days. It was all about the potty humor.
Yeah.
But,
Everything I have ever heard or seen of WCW is just surreal. Sometimes I watch videos on YouTube of their gaffes and like production mistakes and bloopers and
Oh, they were called Misfits in Action. MIA.
there you go, MIA. Well, and just the fact that they had Master P with his own faction versus the West Texas Rednecks. Would they have a song, Rap is Crap, Rap Sucks, something like
Yeah.
that? A country song where Mr. Perfect was in a band.
You missed a lot in WCW.
I've actually heard of that Mr. Perfect had. Yeah, I've heard of that
First
song.
the Limit
And
Soldier.
I didn't realize that it played back into a wrestling faction.
Yeah.
It was General Hugh Erection. Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero was Lieutenant Loco. Lash LaRue was Captain Cajun.
Okay.
Or Corporal Cajun. Van Hammer was Major Stash. Fitness Bottle Tyleen Buck went under the name Major Guns. And then the Wall joined, who would be known as Sergeant AWOL.
Well, and she was Major Guns because she had implants. So that was reference.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's
There's a bunch of There was a bunch of stuff that I stopped watching.
Well, and then when you look back, you're like, oh my god, and that would never. Oh my god, can you imagine them trying to do that?
That would never fly now at all.
Yeah.
Val Venus would never fly, of course.
All kinds of cancel.
All kinds of cancel.
Just cancel the whole show. Couldn't have Stacy Keibler doing what she did. You couldn't have Dawn Marie marrying the father of Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson's dad. The whole funeral. Paul White funeral.
What about that one? That one, the Katie Vick. What about who was it? Was it the guy? That's not my fault. They
up on the last show too. Oh my god.
What about with PMS when she said D'Lo pushed her off the ring apron and she had a miscarriage and all that?
What about Snitsky saying it's not his fault?
Well, and remember they punted the baby into the crowd. Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't even think they could do the hand thing with Mark Henry.
Ah, come on.
So yeah, it's a different time.
Wow. If Penelope Spheris could have gotten into the world of pro wrestling, that would have made a great Decline of Western Civilization Part 3 at that era. Have you guys seen Part 2?
I have not, no.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Decline of Western Civilization Part 1 is about punk rock. Decline of Western Civilization Part 2 is about hair metal. And he interviewed oh gosh, all those guys from those bands.
Sure, Poison, Def Leppard.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you: is this serious or is this like a spoof?
That's it. It's almost like cinema verite. He just puts the camera on them, and if they want to make fools of themselves, that's their lookout.
But I mean, what was the intent of whoever actually made the
documentaries? Yeah. Kind of to show musical subcultures and the people behind them and what that says about the current zeitgeist at the time. But as time moves on, they become more like time capsules.
So, but I mean, when they called it Decline, though, was it kind of like ha ha ha, tongue in cheek to make fun of censorship, or were they really presenting it as like, yeah, look, this is what's going on here?
There's a bit of that, but it also, I think, is an allusion to it's like a set of history books written during the Victorian era about the decline of the Roman Empire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like you watch it and make your own opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah, very much
Okay.
so. Very much so. And I found that and Heavy Metal Parking Lot around the same time, and they are both hilarious.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll have to watch those. I didn't know.
Oh, you've never seen Heavy Metal Parking Lot?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's exactly as the title would suggest. It's just like teenagers in like the late 80s and the hair metal
Oh
days.
wow.
They're all stoked for their favorite bands. They're all like, Def Leppard, woo! You
I have
know?
I have seen something called "They Sold Their Souls for Rock and Roll," and they did something similar to that, where they would just go and interview people, but they were trying to definitely point it in a negative light. With the comedy side.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, I'll have to look at both of those.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Yeah. So if he had gotten wind of like the world of
Oh,
Attitude Era pro wrestling,
yeah,
that would have been hefty. Not hefty, heady. Would have been heady stuff.
that would have been kind of cool though, actually, to see it all in like one big compilation. What was it, Ernie? What was it that Xbox X Pac did a tweet where he said something about a writer watched Raw for a whole year and they said like penis 500 times and crotch chops like 300 times or something like that. You remember
Um,
that? Did you see that?
they made a
I
bot.
did not see that.
They gave a they made a bot watch the Attitude Era, and they came
Right.
out with a script of doing the crotch chop and suck it.
Yeah, but so many times, like 100. They said like they made reference to the penis like 400 times and all that kind of stuff. You'd have to see. It was a tweet though. It was either a tweet or a Facebook. It was funny.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
It was a while back. Uh,
I love
over
stuff like that. Like when they do like bot generated fan fiction. I love that kind of thing. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Over on NXT, Cameron Grimes and Solo Sikoa defeated Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. There's a Whoop That Trick T-shirt.
Yes, there is. There is. And I am so glad there is.
I'm
glad
gonna
someone
buy
made it.
one. It's like I've been saying it all this time on this podcast. Like the crowd yelling "Whoop that trick." The crowd is yelling "Whoop that trick." What they're gonna do when Trick Williams goes to the main roster? What are they gonna say? Are they gonna say that? Are they gonna allow that? And then there's a "Whoop that trick" T-shirt.
Wow.
It's like, oh
That's
my
over,
god!
bro.
Like who said it was okay? Do you guys know what Trick is? No? Okay.
That's an Oscar-winning song right there.
Whoop that trick.
Not PG, I'll tell you that.
They don't know. I mean, if they change Chingona Bomb to Chigona Bomb, and they still don't know what that means.
Oh, that means badass.
Yeah. But the way it's said in Spanish, it's like a bad word in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Like
like
an
they
insult.
Like
they
that
took out
word, isn't it?
they took out the N word, so it's all like okay, that's fine, I guess. Sure. Take out the N on this word and not the N when Vince McMahon try to say it. Okay, we get it. Spanish people, I get it. I get that Solo. I get that Solo and Kevin Grimes are going to face each other for that North American Championship, but they look like a solid tag team here. Like they've been practicing their tag moves or something. That whole chops the chest and kicks the chest combo was really awesome. The basketball reference in this, I get that Melo never misses, but we all have to go back to MVP. That even the crowd said it. Ballin'.
I like
takes it
that.
way back.
I love when he does that. It's just like ballin', and only one person said it. And I'm just like, yes, I'm with you right there, buddy. I know what you meant. I understood that reference. But no, they want to say it's like, he scores. Carmelo never misses. I was like, yeah, shut up. It's ballin'. It's ballin'. Yeah, that Carmelo's freaking. if anything, at least take Carmelo Hayes to the main roster. You can leave Trick Williams behind and keep going with that whoop that trick shirt. It's fine.
Oh,
right?
leave Trick Williams behind.
For a while until he just gets, because we haven't seen him in action by himself. He's always outside with Carmelo.
Yeah, I could see where he's a bit expendable. Yeah.
Like Mello by himself. Okay, we'll see how that goes.
I think it could work. Yeah, especially on SmackDown. I think he could be going against Ricochet for the Intercontinental, and that would be credible. That would be very fun. They'd be compatible, I think.
That would be just incredible.
Oh my!
Come on.
Not just the best. Not just the best.
Oh wow! Just
incredible.
Wasn't expecting that. Glad I caught it.
Shout out to Just Incredible. Oh wow. Lash Legend defeated Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. Wasn't this girl Tatum doing promos with her doing CrossFit and working out, and suddenly she can't lift Lash Legend over her head?
Right.
Because they don't do full reps in CrossFit.
I get that she was going for the electric chair slam, but she basically took her entire match to try and do that move and still come out with nothing. 3 times, girl. That's it. Just do it once. If you can't do it, leave it alone.
Do y'all think Lash Legend has shown any improvement since that match with Saray last year?
Can she at least sell something?
Nah.
I mean,
somebody must owe her a favor. She knows something about somebody.
Oh wow! I think it's her height. I think that they see Jade Cargill potential there maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and I already know where this tournament is going. We all saw that as soon as they're on the opposite end. Nikita versus Lash Legend at the very end, the finals. So, yeah, I guess. All right, go ahead. She finally knocks out Paxley with a kick to the face and the win. Yeah, we're starting over this whole fantasy wrestling game, right? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. I'm deleting everything. None of my people took points this week. Just promo points, that's all. They didn't wrestle. Oh, damn it. Mark.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I need new people too.
We'll do the new people. Thea Hale training montage. Maddie Nisley from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She made her debut on September 11, 2021. She's a trained gymnast, including a 6-time champion in vault. She wrestled under the name Nikita Knight in various indie promotions, including AEW Dark. She signed with WWE back in March at 18 years old and made her debut on NXT Level Up in April against Ivy Nile. So can't wait to see her matches. Like I haven't seen an episode of next NXT Level Up, so like, damn, where do I find those?
Yeah, I have not seen that either. I believe it's on Hulu. Yeah, I think it basically took a lot of 205 Live.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll probably check it out soon. Braun Breaker agrees to face Joe Gacy at In Your House for the NXT Championship. Have they said what In Your House or just that's the name of the show? Like usually it's In Your House, semicolon,
something else. Yeah,
something else. So we're just calling it In Your House. Okay. If Breaker is DQ'd, he loses the belt. I'm loving the storyline so much. From when Gacy kidnapped Breaker's father, Rick Steiner, and left him backstage, to now Gacy being this articulate, well-spoken bad guy, and Breaker becoming the tough meathead that can't think straight. He just wants to break him. Meanwhile, I just want to know who the Druids are.
Oh wow!
Like, who are you hiding underneath those, man? Like, they're trying so hard not to stand out, but one of them keeps raising his hand up, and I'm just like, that hand looks familiar. I'm telling you right now, it's going to end up being the Good Brothers.
I wonder if it's Moolah.
Oh my god! Shout out to our
God.
couple episodes back, Fabulous Moolah taking over.
Wait,
Darna Spider.
you guys get a Ouija board and
Oh my god.
oh God forbid, not her, not her.
Ew. Who are we? Are we suspecting the druids, or is it just me?
To me, they're just like what you dream when you fall asleep listening to Iron Maiden.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Backstage, Indy Hartwell wants a shot at Mandy Rose in the NXT Women's Championship. She's shooting her shot, and it's like the first shot she's ever had. If she does, like I haven't, like ever since Candice LeRae left, and now her other friend is gone, and her husband is like she's been lost in the shuffle backstage. What are you guys doing to her? Let her get something done. And I'm so glad that they didn't continue on with the Duke Hudson thing. I was just so upset about that one. That was disgusting.
Oh, where like he's her ex, and yeah.
No, he tried to lean in for her kids, and she's like, "Hell no!" I'm like, "No, please don't do that."
Oh gosh, yeah. They were prevaricating in this direction for a bit with NXT, where everything was about like affairs of the heart when you scratch the surface. And I missed a couple of weeks, but they seem to have changed courses.
Yeah. Viking Raiders and Creed Brothers facing each other. I just thought we're about to have a good old-fashioned headbanger. And that's exactly what it was. A lot of pummeling, a lot of punches, a lot of shoulder tackles. But the scariest thing was the Brutus Bomb. Looked like something you would do at a pool, not from the top rope to the outside.
Agree.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This dude landed on the Viking Raiders, but his feet landed, and I for sure thought he broke or sprained something.
Yeah, it looked.
And they're a bit lost in the shuffle themselves. The Creed brothers with the Roderick Strong situation, Malcolm Bivens being released, requesting his release. Did he request it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. His was granted. Roderick Strong's was not. So either way, there goes Diamond Mind, and but then you got the Creed brothers.
That's because Malcolm Bivens, like, where are you gonna go? AEW, go ahead. You're a comedian, cool. Roderick Strong, where are you gonna go? Oh no, you can't go to AEW now when the Undisputed Elite is out there. Nope, not yet. Nope, we don't want you going over there with our competition where you can make more money over there and not here. You're staying here.
Well, do you really think he'd be wanted at AEW?
Right now, yeah. Right now, yes. Not when they decide, like, all right, you serve your purpose. You can leave now. And then he tries to go over there 90 days later after that fact. Like, what, in July? 90 days later is going to be September, October, November, around there. Like, we wanted you back then. We didn't want you now.
Right.
Like, there's no point to you now.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the match, Roderick Strong tries to interfere in the match, but Julius interjects and throws him outside, saying they don't need him. While he's distracted, Ivar and Rowe double powerbomb him and win the match. Another team for Roderick that will be disbanded.
Yeah.
Grayson Waller defeated Andre Chase. There was nothing in this match that stood out for me. Waller with that roll to the outside, roll back to the ringside and do a stunner. Is that what that is? We're calling it a stunner?
Well, yeah. When they call the spot, they label it a stunner. So we'll play along.
Okay, so we're basically gonna get a new move and a new name of it when he joins the main roster, because can't have two moves with the same moves and all that. Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yeah. Unless they're going to make that a thing. And, going back to what we said earlier about Kevin Owens, I could see him making that work. We were going to do a little battle of the stunners with Grayson Waller.
And Stone Cold is back in this conversation again.
He very well could be.
Stone Cold Steve Austin has joined the chat.
He needs to come back as somebody's coach or something.
Yeah. Toxic Attractions next challengers are Kaden Carter and My Ninja Warrior Queen Katana Chance. Mandy Rose will take care of Hindi Hartwell, and because one of them's all like, "Why are they so obsessed with us?" And Mandy's all like, "We have the belt. We're the measuring stick here."
Yeah, that moment was just so middle school 2003. They're obsessed with me. Like, it was very Disney
Mean,
Channel.
very mean girls. You mean?
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez defeated Kiana James. NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. There's a lot of tournaments this time of year. Before the match, Kiana's picture-in-picture promo reminded me of back in the days when the enhancement talent would talk trash to their opponents and say how they were going to beat them and pin them. Her gimmick and the way she spoke about strategic and being smart reminded me of Glow when Zelda the Brain did it. For those wondering, you can check out Netflix's documentary Glow, the story of the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, or Glow, the series, which was unfortunately 3 seasons, but a lot of Easter eggs and cameos from such wrestlers as Chavo Guerrero, Carlito, Brooke Hogan, and Awesome Kong as one of the stars of the show.
What, the one on Netflix?
I'm familiar with Glow. I have not seen it, but I've heard of that.
Which one? The
Ladies of Wrestling.
The real company, which one from the 80s, or the show?
No, like the real one from the 80s. I've heard of that, but I have not seen it before. A little bit before my time, but I know of it.
Yeah, definitely check out the documentary. The story of the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. You'll love it.
Oh, you're talking about because they had a one too.
Yeah, both of them. The documentary, and then there's a show, which was like every freaking cameo you could think of from all the wrestlers. Some bit of history also, which season 3 decided to pick up on it, and was like, oh my god, I can't watch this anymore. But yeah, it is an awesome show. You'd love it. If not, well, you don't love it, that's fine. But yeah, it's highly recommended.
I think I would. I love wrestling history, and like as you guys have probably picked up on, I love that kind of thing.
The only thing interesting about this match was the underdog aspect of Roxy taking on the giant Kiana, because she looked like a giant to her little tiny Roxy. Maybe, I thought Kiana was a giant compared to Roxy, but still, she's bigger. Roxy celebrates backstage with Cora Jade. Wes Lee versus Nathan Frazier ended in a no contest. Before the match even started, Wesley was being interviewed about his original opponent, Xeon Quinn, not being able to be here due to possibly being sick or injured. Wes thought it was excuses. Nathan Frazier interrupts and says maybe he should face him, to which Wes accepts. This match was good for what it was and what they were trying to show us. They're freaking high flyers and awesome at it. Wes and Nathan as tag teams now. That Wes has gone solo due to, we all know what happened to that guy, other guy. Look, I even forgot his name already. Don't really care. And just as the crowd was getting into this match and yelling, "This is awesome," Van Wagner slides into the ring looking like old school Sid with the black leather vest and attacks both Wesley and Nathan Frazier. Wagner picks up Wes and Spike Dudley launches him on the commentator's table.
Yeah, speaking of Mean Girls, they're really trying to make Fetch a thing with him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
He doesn't even go here.
Yes. You don't even go here.
Santos Escobar defeated the Don, Tony D'Angelo. Before even the match, whatever. Both wrestlers hit a weapon by the ring steps, but it was D'Angelo who was looking for his. And Legados and Fantasma team took the crowbar and distracted D'Angelo. The other members of the mob family came out to attack Del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Escobar crawled to his corner and grabbed a pair of brass knuckles to punch D'Angelo in the face and pin him for the win. Shout out to William Regal for that one. He used to do that all the time.
Power of the punch.
Yes, sir. What did we think of NXT so far this week? Up, down? Yeah, no.
It's got some intriguing elements. Yeah, it's definitely coming together. It's coming together.
Cool.
I haven't been an NXT guy for a while, so it was
okay.
NXT.
It was NXT for her. Okay. We're gonna take a break. After the break, we'll be right back with AEW Dynamites. We'll be right back.
Hey, you found our YouTube channel all queued up. I'm Greg Dietz, and with me always is Maya Don Fisher. Hey, Maya, can you tell the fine folks what we do here?
Sure, Greg. What we do here is we review movies and TV shows that are exclusive to streaming services, such as Disney Plus, HBO Max, Netflix, Amazon's Prime Video, Hulu, and others. Then, Greg and I have a discussion and break down what we liked or didn't like about the show or movie we watched, and we let you, the listener, know if it's worth investing your time in.
You can listen to our fine podcast on any streaming service of your choice. You can listen to our podcast and other fine podcasts on the Nerdvana Network. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Welcome back to the show. Over on AEW Dynamite, first match of the night, Owen Hart Foundation. Samoa Joe defeated Johnny Elite. It was a surprise to see John Morrison come out, but as you can tell by the crowd, that was the wrong Johnny. Meanwhile, on Twitter, instead of tagging this Johnny, they tagged the other Johnny, the wrestling Johnny, Gargano.
Man.
To it. That was
To
Johnny. Go ahead.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Disappointed people in the crowd, for sure.
Crazy.
Me included.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Ernie. They better, because that was John Morrison, and that was no make believe.
Wow. So they tagged the wrong person on Twitter, to which they immediately deleted it, but it was too late. Somebody pressed the print screen on it, and they made fun of AEW. It's on the internet forever, guys. Do better. Samoa Joe wins. Great. Like, who didn't see that one coming, though?
Yeah.
Like, Johnny Elite, why is he... Okay, he hasn't done anything here. All right. As to where if he's showing up on the next few weeks, not yet. He hasn't signed a contract with AEW yet. I think he's still in AAA or on Impact with his wife.
Oh, has he made appearances on Impact? He's back on there?
I believe so.
Ah.
Or he's somewhere else. No, his wife is there, not him. Not yet.
Yeah, she's definitely back. It would be intriguing if they both were.
Yeah, like they should have been used better on the main roster in WWE. But no, I even hated that name, Frankie. I forgot what was the name of it, but whatever.
Frankie Monet.
Is it? Ugh.
Yeah, it was.
Valkyrie deserved better.
I'll tell you what I want to see. The fact that they have him as Johnny Elite. I want to see a storyline where he gets pushed up like to the moon, and they're like, "Why is he?" And he's like, "Look, guys, don't you get it? Johnny Elite, All Elite Wrestling. My dad owns the company."
That's brilliant, and that's so him. That is so him.
EC3, shout out.
So,
Ethan Carter the third.
So if it happens, remember, I said it.
Carter. Yes, you did. I'll bring up this moment back then too. Backstage, the Young Bucks are checking up on Jeff Hardy, who was still banged up from last week's ladder match against Darby Allin, and that wicked bump spot. Frack. Bucks tell Jeff to take the night off because he looks like a shell of his former self. If he don't, Adam Cole is going to personally make sure he is injured. Matt scuffs and tells them to quit being whiny bitches. They will never be tougher than the Hardys, and he also called them Hardy cosplayers. Brother Nero is going out to that ring regardless of how he feels, and there's nothing you both can do about it. Damn right. Adam Page defeated Konosuke Takeshita. Is that how you pronounce it?
They were going with Konosuke Takeshita, so I guess that's his preferred pronunciation.
You're gonna say it from now on.
Yeah, we'll.
Make the AAPI girl speak Japanese. Okay. We can edit that out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Than any of us can do so.
CM Punk came out to do commentary with a shirt that said abortion rights are human rights, to which he was trying to get cheers and heat at the same time. He drew his line in the sand, so whether you like him or don't, after this, it's your call. He joins the commentator's team and watches his Adam Page match just the same way Adam Page watched CM Punk's match. Takeshita hits a kick to the face in the corner, which Jim Ross called a hell of a kick. Shout out to El Generico. Wonder what the guy is doing these days, living in retirement heaven. Yeah, shout out to El Generico. Why? What's wrong?
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
Where's he been? I haven't seen him. I need to Hey, hope he hears this. Generico, we miss you, buddy. Page doesn't sell it and does his own hell of a kick. Again, 2 Helluva kicks. What? Helluva kicks. Yeah.
They were feeling the Sami Zayn love.
Who's? Oh, I thought they were feeling the Generico love.
But El Generico is missing.
Okay. Page hits his buckshot lariat on Takeshita, picks him up over his shoulder, and looks over at CM Punk as he does to go to sleep, while Punk says, I got him right where I want him. CM Punk is living rent-free in Page's head. All right, if we're doing Forbidden Door soon, you know who I want to see?
Who's that?
CM Punk versus the other guy that has the go to sleep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did a whole article on this, the genesis of their rivalry over the go to sleep. Yeah. That would be an intriguing one. A lot of people want that one.
Yeah, if that Forbidden Door ever happens, go for it. Yeah. That match should happen. Both of them do to go to sleep on each other, and that's it. But one of them is going to have to win either way.
I think that Kenta should be the one too. Yeah, the one to get to deploy that and win that match, since he did invent go to sleep.
Yeah, of course. Keith Lee and Swerve defeated JD Drake and Anthony Henry. Shout out to Swerve. Been loving the guy since I first saw him on Lucha Underground as Killshot. Everything he does in the ring is smooth. You gotta love him. Yeah. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs interrupted the post-match promo, only for them to be interrupted by Jurassic Express. Christian tells them there will be a 3-way tag match at Double or Nothing for the AEW tag titles, but next week there will be a triple threat singles match between Jungle Boy, Swerve, and Starks. Meanwhile, every time Jungle Boy stares confused at anybody, he looks exactly like his father, Luke Perry.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's like, what'd you say, Christian? Huh? Yeah, do that thing. Do that thing your father did. Yeah, there it goes.
He's got the Dylan squint.
Look confused for a bit. It's like, yeah, that's why you look like your father right there, looking confused. Huh?
Rest in peace, Luke Perry.
Yes, rest in peace, Luke Perry. Wardlow takes 10 lashes with a belt. And JF comes out. And brings out Wardlow, and he starts smashing him with his belt. First smash he does, Wardlow is smiling. He does another one, Wardlow smiles again. He hits him 3 times, and Wardlow continues to smile. MJF gets mad that he does a series of lashes until he reaches to 9, in which he hits a low blow. Lashes him some more and puts on the diamond ring and punches him in the face. Nobody liked that one? No?
It was that one had a lot of layers to it. A lot of layers. But I think that is sort of the pattern with MJF. He how do I put it? He degrades his opponent.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so it's the pattern. We saw that with CM Punk as well.
Of
So
course, and we saw that with Cody Rhodes
I think there was
and
also a
Chris
spot
Jericho.
with Adam Page as well that was
Was it?
excessively violent.
Oh, okay.
I could be mistaken there.
I don't remember Adam Page though. Probably last year. It's like some of the stuff I don't remember. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Ray Phoenix for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Also, this match was very technical and shoot style. More of what I wanted to see out of Suzuki and Samoa Joe when they faced each other, when they slapped each other instead. Ray Phoenix only did 2 slaps, and Kyle's chest turned red with welts that you saw at the very end of the match. But it got worse after giving him 2 more slaps. And it's like freaking looking at his chest afterwards, like, damn, dude, you okay? Like, no, I'm sitting here. It was red. Like, that should have been what Suzuki and Samoa Joe should have looked like. But no, it's about something else. Jericho and William Regal face to face. More like the roast from Jericho. He got dark for a minute here and told Regal he thought he was dead by now. He calls them a royal flush of losers. Jericho offered a third stadium stampede match, to which Moxley said nope. Instead, he says anything goes match between Jericho Appreciation Society and BCC, Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston. Yeah, I really want to see this match. It's going to get bloody.
Same. I think it's going to be a good one. I do. And Moxley's mic work, it like setting that up, of course, was gripping.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeated Maki Ito. Jeez Louise. For the Owen Hart Foundation. Maki Ito, right? Maki Ito. Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Britt Baker was surprised to see her former tag team partner. It wasn't a serious match as they both played around. First with Britt hugging Ito and then telling her to lay down for her. Instead, Ito rolls her up for a 2 count. Britt slaps Ito, who begins to cry. Britt checks in on Ito, hoping she didn't hurt her feelings, but Ito steps on Britt's foot and flips her off. Now that the first few seconds of that was over with, they took this serious. And then later on, again, it went back to hijinks. Britt Baker hits an MMA kick. Gets her in the submission move, but flips Ito off and wins the match. Britt Baker will face Toni Storm in the semifinals. Yeah, you love that MMA kick.
I love it.
MMA kick. I had never seen Maki Ito before, and I did a little background on her going into this match, and she has the most interesting biography, starting off as a pop idol. She won a beauty contest sponsored by Kodansha Comics.
What the hell?
She was fired from her idol group and apparently made a big stink about it on Twitter and ended up a trending topic on Twitter. At times, she sings her own entrance theme.
Yeah, she does. She did that. I'm just like, what is she doing? Okay, this is interesting. This is new.
And she has, like we were saying about Sami Zayn in the last show, those dramatic dream team roots. And just people from out there, they have this really sophisticated comedy wrestling style that just delights me. Like, even though Kenny Omega took that a more serious route, he still has that ability to delight that is so unique. And yeah, Maki Ito was golden in this match.
Yeah, he was. Adam Cole defeated Jeff Hardy for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. These two had less than 10 minutes. Jeff Hardy came out and immediately Adam Cole attacked him from behind and threw him in the ring, but did his pose. Adam Cole, baby. Both of them are injured. Jeff Hardy from last week and Adam Cole visually wearing tape on his shoulder. With what little time they had left, they made sure this match was awesome and did fast-paced everything. Unfortunately, Adam Cole hit the knee to Jeff Hardy and won the match. The Young Bucks came out and hit the double knee on Matt Hardy. They begin to attack the Hardys, but Sting comes out with Darby Allin to help. The rest of the Undisputed Elite came out to fight off Darby and Sting, and it looked like the old days of WCW when Sting was taking care of the NWO by himself. Unfortunately, my DVR said nope right before they put a chair underneath Sting's leg to try and break it. I didn't see it. What happened?
Ooh, did not see that myself.
Me neither. I generally don't watch AEW.
You did an article on Sting. Tell us about it.
Sting had an amazing personal essay in Players Tribune in which he recounted his early days in pro wrestling, his battle with drug dependency, his sobriety, finding religion, and where his career is now. And he's such an enigma and such an icon to so many. And to hear his story in his own words, it was stirring because it really runs the gamut between the bombastic excesses of pro wrestling at its height and the crazy stunts he did to the despair of having an addiction and not being in control of your body, your destiny, your peace of mind, to coming clean and unpacking all that and recovering. And he captured it in such beautiful words. I mean, the prose was tight. Okay. Like, it was very, very well written. And I did a small piece on it for bodyslam.net, and you can find it there with my other work.
I will put a link on this article for those that want to read more into it on the description on Spotify. That will directly to bodyslam.net for those wondering. Over on Rampage, House of Black defeated Evo Uno, 10, and Fuego del Sol. Backstage, Lexi Nair showed footage of what happened on Elevation. Anthony Bowen's got his knee injured. She asked Billy Gunn what they were going to do now that Bowen's out of action. Colton and Austin asked what they were going to do, Dad. Max Caster also asked Billy what they were going to do, Daddy. To which Billy responded that he hoped Bowens got better soon, because when he comes back, they're all going to have a good old scissor party.
So.
Oh, boy.
Can we trust them with scissors?
Never trust wrestlers with scissors.
Exactly.
Put those scissors away. Oh, it's a scissor party. Okay. Sean Spears defeated Big Damo, formerly known as Killian Dane, on NXT. The big guy that was in with Maverick.
Yep.
Drake Maverick.
Husband. Yeah.
His wife, Nikki, posted it. Love that. It's like, hey, he has a job again. Yay. Like, I didn't know who it was at first. It's like he changed his face. Everything about him changed. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Oh, okay. It's Killian Dane. What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't make the connection at first either.
Sean Spears working the giant killer gimmick by having this match against the former Killian Dane. I totally forgot what he looked like. Couldn't believe this was such a short match. Ended in minutes. And then you squash him? Really? Spears lifts up Damo over his shoulder for a running Death Valley driver and yells for Wardlow. He grabs the mic and tells the crowd that Sean Spears is not going to be in a cage with Wardlow. It's Wardlow who's going to be locked in the cage with the giant killer Sean Spears. Rawr. Yeah, 10. Sure. Chris Statlander defeated Red Velvet for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Wasn't that bad of a match, but it could have been better, and it could have been on Dynamite for longer exposure. After the match was over with, Kiera Hogan ran in and attacked Statlander, which made Ruby Soho run out to the ring and help her opponent in the tournament, Statlander. Jade Cargill got in the ring and took care of Soho, and right as all three baddies were about to take out Statlander, outruns Anna Jay. Pushes Mark Sterling out of the way and grabs his crutch to use as a weapon to run the baddies out of the ring. Did you see who the baddies were this week? Because I couldn't. I forgot all about it.
Unfortunately, I did not watch Rampage.
Oh, okay. Then it was just me. All right. Nobody stood out for me there. Like some other time when I saw like an indie wrestler, I was like, hey, I know her. Footage of a training montage of Mark Sterling and Tony Nese training, as well as Hookhausen doing the same thing. Back in the ring, Man of the Year and Dan Lambert on the mic yelling they want Sammy Guevara to come out with the TNT title and give it back. Footage of Sammy grabbing a sledgehammer and breaking the title for a few seconds before Kazarian taking over and doing some more damage while Sammy and Tay continue to make out in the background. That's disgusting. John Moxley and Bryan Danielson defeated Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. This match was too fast-paced and with too many hard hits that I couldn't keep up. I was hoping I would pause and take notes, but instead I just enjoyed the match. A lot of close calls, but with pin interference from the other members of the team. William Regal and Jericho on commentary, picking with each other, but Jake Hager hanging out with Jericho just in case he gets the word. After the match, as Danielson and Mox head up the stage, Jericho, Hager, and the rest of the JAS decide to jump them. The show ends right there, but there was a fan footage of Danielson getting his whole leg stuck between the ring apron and the stage. Like, if you guys saw
Oh, no, I didn't see that, but ouch.
And it's all over Twitter also. Oh, and finally on SmackDown. The show opens with the Bloodline making their way to the ring, the Tribal Chief, the undisputed champion who has held the Universal Championship for 628 consecutive days, and the WWE Championship now at 47 days, asks the Wise Man for the microphone, to which he yells, Grand Rapids, acknowledge me. Do you acknowledge? We acknowledge. Since we're talking about consecutive days, Roman Reigns still has to surpass two modern-day WWE wrestlers, even though they are from the UK. It still counts as WWE NXT UK. The first one being the 870-day NXT UK World Champion, Walter, and the other being 649 days held by NXT UK Women's Champion, Alba Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray, or as she would love to be called, the Forever Champion. In order for Roman Reigns to be the top 5 of the all-time best and longest reigning champion of all time, he needs to surpass Pedro Morales, who is at number 5 at 1,027 days from early 1971 to late 1973. That is a lot of numbers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Bruno Sammartino, who is in 2 spots with 1,237 days. Here held it from 1973 through 1977. Number 3 is Hulk Hogan, who had it for 1,474 days from 1984 through 1988. Number 2, Bob Backlund, who had it for 2,135 days from 1978 through 1983. And number 1, Bruno Sammartino, again with 2,803 days from 1963 to 1971. Who is going to top that?
Wow.
Yeah, back when you only saw them once a year in your town.
Yeah, once a year for 8 years. For 9 years. Yeah. Roman tells his wise man, Paul Heyman, to tell everyone what's at stake here. Paul Heyman says that if the Usos didn't win tonight, they will not be in the island of relevancy anymore. So it is a big deal for them to win. He then tells them the only reason I have these expectations is because I love you. Proceed to hug. Nakamura defeated Sami Zayn. Oh, yeah, I couldn't watch the entire show. Just like trying my hardest to, but I couldn't. Keshena, you watched it, right?
I did, yeah. And the filler matches were enjoyable, but just knowing that the unification match is going to happen, it does give you this feeling of, yeah, I get to it already,
Get to it, yeah. A happy talk with Baron Corbin was all right. Poor Gabal Gulak was fed to the ring general. Gunter hits his 3 chops to the chest and then does a powerbomb and wins the match. After the match, Gunter gets Gulak in the Boston Crab while Ludwig Kaiser just laughs. Ricochet comes out to help his buddy Gulak, but he stares at Gunter as they walk away. We're getting a Gunter versus Ricochet match for the belt to title. I meant title. I'm sorry. LA Knight was again put in the WWE name generator to come out with Max Dupree.
Max Dupree, modeling talent scout.
Max Dupree. And his stable's name has also been changed. Maximum Male Models. Max. Yeah,
weren't they
around there.
trying to put Mansoor in that at one point?
Mace and Mansoor.
Yes.
So now we have Mace and Mansoor of the Maximum Male Models Agency. It just got worse.
Yeah.
That's a lot of M's, Mace and Mansoor of Maximum Male Models.
It's nothing if not alliterative. Yeah.
Jeez. Go right ahead. I stopped watching after that. I couldn't. I had to go get some food. So
Raquel and Shotzi.
Yes.
There was a little squabble backstage. Shotzi insults Raquel. Their match ensues, and it's just sad to see Shotzi underutilized on SmackDown because she was so great in NXT.
She was. Her and who was her partner? Oh,
Ember Moon.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Those matches, those tag matches, those ladder tag matches. And I thought, she hurt herself real bad because she was on. I'm usually watching some chiropractic on YouTube, and then I see her face and one of these chiropractic videos, and I'm just like, hey, I know her. And she's talking about all that stuff. And then the doctor asked her, it's like, how'd you get hurt? I was like, I know how she got hurt. And she tells her some BS story. I was like, nah, tell her the truth. The ladder. Tell her with a ladder. But it was funny. Shotzi deserves better, especially now that her friends are not even around anymore. Nixon Newell and Ember Moon were her partners, and now she's all by herself here. Damn, dude, really? Where's her tank? I miss her tank.
Yeah, she's got no tank, no tag team partner, no story. It's sad.
Yeah, those 90 days are coming up real quick.
Writing's definitely on the wall.
Xavier Woods versus Butch.
Yeah, another filler.
Another filler.
It was kind of cool having Xavier Woods get aggressive on the mic. That was fun. The match itself was okay. It was okay. It's just that the Butch character isn't working. It's like they're trying to paint him as this loose cannon figure, but it's hard to make someone formidable in that way if you're going to dress them up like they're on Peaky Blinders. It's just not compatible.
What? And they keep making him lose too.
That too. So we've got the old timey get up. He travels with a wagon in a carnival, and you've got the string of losses. And when it would have been so much more effective to just have him come in as Pete Dunne. The baddest man in NXT gimmick was great, and they could have just converted that to the baddest man in WWE, and he's out there breaking fingers because he's Pete Dunne, and that's what he does.
The bruiserweight, yeah.
The bruiserweight, yes.
And finally, in the main event, the Usos and RK Bro for the Unified Tag Team Championship. Give me some good news. Did the RKO Bros win, or?
Of course not.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, I can just delete SmackDown altogether. Okay, cool.
The Usos
What
brought
happened?
home the island of relevancy.
Oh, okay. What happened? I didn't like waiting for it. Like I know it was tagged somewhere about the match, and I'm just like, no, let me watch it. And then I couldn't get to watch it at all. So now, here I am.
Well, they
The match
played up.
Lay it on me, guys.
It was like typical WWE tag team match fare, but it was the aftermath that was the most palpable. Everything is said and done. The Bloodline have won, but then they jump Riddle. They're putting him through the commentary desk, and Roman is handling Randy Orton. He's got him in a chokehold, and the audience is like genuinely shocked. Like they're sitting there in like stony consternation. Their children crying and like looking up at their parents like, what's happening? And it's just so real. It you rarely get moments like that anymore where the audience is having such a strong emotional reaction. And I think it really reiterates that the Bloodline are not the good guys. You know, they do have kind of that appeal to the younger audience. They've been resonating with them, but in this instance, they were frightening them. And even adults in the audience were just looking like, oh no, no, you shouldn't do that. It was it called to mind for me, everyone knows, it's well documented, that Triple H and Bret Hart's only singles match is nothing to write home about. But there was a moment where Bret Hart is outside the apron and you have these two kids. They look like 14, 15 maybe, and they're so excited that he's so close to them. They're reaching out like to touch him. They're like, "Yeah, get back in there, Hitman." They just know he's going to win. You can tell that that's what they came to see. But that's not how that match went, and like as things go on, they look so heartbroken, you know. That whole era is changing, you know, where you're not just going to get a clean victory for like, you know, the heroic favorite, and
Yeah.
the kids are just really feeling it. And like that's what I saw last night, and like you don't get a lot of that anymore, that genuine emotional reaction.
Yeah.
Will someone please think of the kids?
Well, I was happy to see Randall Keith's brother lose. I didn't care for him because I don't like the hippie guy, the surfer or whatever. I don't like the fact that they got him dressed up like Tarzan or Superfly Snuka. Like, put on some damn shoes, man.
Oh my goodness. I said this last week. I brought up with a good question. I'm going to ask you the same thing, Keshena. This question came from somebody on social media. I don't know where it was, probably TikTok or Twitter. How would you break up RK Bro?
I think that last night laid the ground for it, you know, pretty well. Just a simple story of like Randy just has no use for him now. Like, you know, you failed me. We're done.
Yeah, I could see that as like, you know, Randy, especially being older, thinking, you know, I've only got so many years to go. Instead of trying to mentor this guy who's gonna drag me down, I want to take my last big shot at the main title. And I think when that happens, then Randy will chase after the titles.
So Randy goes heel?
I could see that, or I could see it obviously the other way, where the ungrateful young guy, maybe he's going to turn around and say, "Well, I get beat because I'm listening to this old timers information," you know, and he could say like, "Randy, what do you know about it? This is a new time. I need to wrestle my way, not like some old guy from Evolution, whatever." Maybe he'll even talk about Evolution or something. Maybe that'll bring Batista or somebody back, like to do a whole Expendables type thing, like, "Hey, us old guys are gonna beat you young guys," you know. I could see it either way.
Yeah, I could see a heel turn for Riddle. He
Yeah,
definitely has that intensity,
and
just
he's young.
as
I can just see that whole thing where where he turns around saying that Randy Orton's holding him back from being his true self, whatever.
Yeah, he's not exactly a young guy, but he plays one on TV.
Well, he acts
But
like
yeah.
a newer guy.
I'm kidding. I
That's
kid.
true. I guess he's not as young as he seems, but well, Randy's what, in his 40s, right? About 44,
Oh,
45?
yeah, but I was thinking, those old commercials. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on
Oh,
TV.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And that was SmackDown. All right, so usually this is the part where we start doing our fantasy wrestling game, but we are totally starting from scratch now. We have a third person in.
Yeah.
So, Keshena, if you want to play along as well, now is your chance.
Okay.
Say
Well,
yes or no.
yes. And actually this is perfect because I was gonna ask, who would you guys want in Judgment Day? We covered that a little bit, but restricted to current roster
current.
only. Yeah, to current
Okay.
only.
To current roster. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so we touched on that, huh? I'm gonna say Riddle.
Huh. I was thinking that for a second, but I'm
gonna say Riddle, and that's how he turns heel. He goes to join Edge, Randy Orton versus Edge all over again.
Oh wow, this is a good idea. I like
and
that.
then
he knows all the secrets too.
Randy picks up on another faction, gets who is it? Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Cody Rhodes.
Okay, that's an intriguing lineup for Team Babyface. I approve.
Man, I don't know actually.
Michael.
Because like I said, I'm not really a big fan of Judgment Day just because it's a whole ministry thing again. Current. How about? I mean, this might be more fun. I might be thinking more like oddities here, but how about Office? Just because he could be like a big enforcer, like maybe they take advantage of him because he's kind of, I don't know if he's supposed to be slow, but to me he kind of seems slow.
Who?
Otis.
Otis. Yeah, Otis.
I've heard people call it different ways. I could, just because it's like, well, we'll give you a place to belong. You feel like you don't belong, and nobody likes you, and that kind of stuff. And so they kind of take advantage.
They're planting that seed already too, with Kevin Owens saying he's stupid and all that.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, mine would be Shotzi. She needs something to do, and it fits her aesthetic perfectly.
Yeah, I see it. Especially, fucking hell. They're obviously gonna do a women's tag team tournament for the women's tag team titles. Is there a reason? Is there enough women in the freaking roster for that to happen because of what happened? If not, they're probably gonna get girls from NXT. Why not just have the NXT women's tag team as your main tag team? Just leave it there.
It would be a good time to bring Toxic Attraction over.
Yeah, but they need them in NXT. I mean, look at NXT so far.
Do you think they would have?
They are.
Do you think they would have, for whatever reason, just at least to take a break from the whole Charlotte and Ronda thing, have Charlotte form a tag team and out of nowhere take the titles for a bit?
With Shayna Baszler?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she did with Asuka, and they had the belt for a little while, last year, or maybe it was the year before.
Just to kind of, oh my God, we can't believe it. She can't get the main title anymore, so she came and took the tag title.
And to touch on the whole Judgment Day, I say Joe Gacy.
Oh, there you. Well, that I could see.
Oh yeah, that writes itself. That literally.
Yeah,
does.
right. That's. Yeah.
The only problem with that is that Edge is the promo guy, and then Gacy is the promo guy of his outfit. So it's like they're looking at the mic like, you first, no, you first, no, you first.
Well, but then that could be how they break them up too. Get that in there where I want to be the leader. I want to be the leader, and then
There you go. So it's all written right in there, built into the bones of it.
And it'd be easier to bring him up in a team rather than having to, or in a faction, rather than bringing him on his own. It's easier just to bring him in a faction, get people to like him, whatever, hate him, whatever they want to do.
Yep, that too.
So we're good on that.
Old John Wayne up there.
But yeah, the women's field is very narrowed right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to say who those tag champs even could potentially be. Nikki ASH and Dewdrop. Gonna put my money on them. Because they've, the fans have heard all the rumors we have, so there's gonna be some the sympathy factor there.
Right, exactly.
Because we never even got to see them in action.
Do you think it's and it's probably more no than yes, but I mean, is it do some kind of, they'd have to come up with something else, but even maybe like they've done with other belts and divisions, just kind of get rid of the women's tag title?
Well, what I wrote for Body Slam this week, I posited perhaps splitting it between Raw and SmackDown, like the women's titles. Mm-hmm. Although they're really on this, unification is in vogue at WWE right now. So I can't see it even occurring to anybody to split the titles between Raw and SmackDown right now. Yeah. But I think that would be ideal because the women's division itself is smaller, but the only way you're going to have enough people to compete in a tournament format is,
Yeah, you'd have to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, you want in on this fantasy wrestling?
Absolutely.
Okay. I will email you the rules, but here are the rules anyways. I'm just going to tell you the rules. Each player owns a roster of 15 male wrestlers and 10 female wrestlers from Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Trades can be made at any time, but not in effect until the week. We can trade with each other or trade among the list of free agents. Free agents are those not chosen during the draft. If both players want a free agent, the player with the lowest score has first dibs. Free agents added to your roster start at 0. The draft occurs before the first official event of the season. Begin by randomly determining the player draft order. Each turn, a player selects one wrestler to add to their roster. Continue until all players have 15 wrestlers on their roster. The tag team draft rule: if a player selects a member of an official tag team, that player must immediately declare whether or not they will pick the tag team partner on their next turn. We didn't do that. We just chose both wrestlers at the same time as tag teams. Like I'm picking this. If no one can blah blah. Otherwise, singles matches: victory by pinfall, submission, or knockout equals 5 points. Victory by DQ, countout, or forfeit, 3 points. Defeat in a match, -1 point. Tag team matches: victory by pinfall, submission, or knockout, 4 points to each wrestler. Victory by disqualification, countout, or forfeit, 2 points. And defeat in the tag match, -1 to each wrestler. Title matches: winning a title, 10 points. Successfully defending a title, 8 points. Defeated in a title match, -1. Tag team title matches: winning a tag team title, 8 points to each wrestler. 4 points for each wrestler for successfully defending a tag team title. Defeated in a tag team title match, -1 to each wrestler. Special matches, like Hell in a Cell, all those special matches. Victory in a special match, 7 points. Tag team victory in a special match, 6 points. Defeated in a special match, -1. Other scoring rules: all points are doubled in a pay-per-view event. No points are scored for a match ruled as no contest. Promos and sneak attacks are worth 3 points. Special matches include any match with modified rules such as triple threat, fatal four-way, battle royal, cage, hell in a cell, falls count anywhere, no DQs, etc. After every episode of Raw, NXT, or SmackDown, players will tally their points to determine the current champion. The player with the highest overall score is the champion. In order to win the championship from another player, you must exceed their current overall score by the end of the month, basically after the next pay-per-view. You can choose from Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Roman Reigns is none. You can't pick Roman Reigns at all.
Well, what about now? What about
the tag teams? Yeah, if you want, it is one tag team title.
Yeah.
That's it. I will send you a list of the roster, and I will also send you the rules again. Email it to you, and then we will do our first draft on the next time we meet up.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
So, Tuesday, so that the next weekend, the next wrap up, we can do all of these. So you have until Tuesday to. Oh wait, that is a short time. When's the next pay-per-view?
Oh, what are we?
2 weeks
Is it
from
the June?
We can start after that pay-per-view.
Okay.
So right now we can just do our like little draft and see what we can come up with, because now there's 3 of us and there's like a lot of wrestlers in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely deleting all my points.
June 5th, isn't it? June 5th, or yeah, June 5th.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
I believe so.
Hell in a Cell 2022, June 5th.
Yeah.
So that is then 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So after that, we'll do it on Tuesday, June 7th. We can start from Monday through that week.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
That's all we got today. We're good.
Cool.
You ready to end it?
Yeah.
Well, I think we covered everything. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you for listening to the show and supporting us. You can find us on all other sort of social platforms. First, with the Nerdvana Network, or TNN for short, which is a conglomerate of podcasts that promote each other's common interests. So give them a follow as well. Check out the Linktree at linktree.com/the Nerdvana Network for more information on that. Follow us on Twitter at apron_stories. Follow me on Twitter at $1,000,000geek. Follow Keshena on Twitter at
KWrites90.
Listen to us on Spotify or Anchor.fm, totally free, at From Under the Apron. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring this show. Download the app or go to Anchor.fm and start your podcast today. Check us out on YouTube and smash that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, _the apron, for more wrestling content. Check out Keshena's articles or any of the articles on bodyslam.net. Don't forget to tell them that we sent you. Cling. Hopefully you're reading the episode description. I've gone back into some of the descriptions for the videos, where now you can click on the links, which will send you the videos of what we were describing and or stories. I will be doing the same for past episodes as well. Send us a message or your favorite wrestling stories, either by email. It is FromUnderTheApron@gmail.com, or click on the link if you want to leave us a voice message. I'm going to have to come up with a phone number for that one. Doesn't matter if you're trolling or want to promote your business, we will still air it. We will have a link to everything that we talked about on this broadcast, just in case you may want to see it for yourself. The next link, if you want to support our podcast, we will never charge you for episodes, even if you are too good. Yes, I have brought that back, the support. You have a right to hear us, but if you want to support us, our cause, and send us money so we can buy better equipment, go ahead and click that second link. It will ask you if you want to donate money once a month. Charges range from 99 cents to $4.99 to $9.99. Once we figure out what to do with these 3 links, with those 3, and learn how to make shirts or bumper stickers, you guys will be the first to know. After that, scroll down some more, and it's the Q&A. This week's question is for next week's show on Wednesday. What is your favorite Meng story? As you all know, he was known as King Haku or King Tonga, but he was also known as the Deadly Badass, and we will be telling stories that we have collected from other wrestlers that I've told throughout the years. So let us know on that one. That is all for tonight. Until next time, on behalf of myself, Michael, and Keshena.
Not everybody.
Good night.
That's a wrap.